and right is to work the machine. This machine is very loud, so I will be only talking when the machine is off. Okay, so I'll just thread the machine. Now, with the needle here, it's quite interesting. So it's not the same needle as you've got for your single needle machine. It's a different one. And look how my thread is threaded from the back to the front. So the way that the needle goes, the long groove is facing the back of the machine in case you ever need to replace it. So, but again, it's not the same needle as you're using for the sewing machine. And it's a different needle for the serger as well. So I threaded this. Now, you will need to ask Eric for the kit. The bobbin and the bobbin case, as you can see it's different. It's much wider, but the threading of it is still the same.
Sorry, do we have to buy that bobbin, did you say?
No, you
Okay.
need to take it from Eric and then
okay.
return it.
Okay.
So you put it in, but unlike, so, and the holding device is remaining horizontal as in the sewing machine, in your industrial sewing machine. You are not able to pull this thread up. The machine will do it for you. Okay, so this is for the threading. So you saw me tying the thread and pulling it through, and if you need to thread the needle, it's towards you from the back to the front. Do you see anything? A little bit.
Come on, stand over here. Go look over her shoulder.
Yeah, that's fine.
She's so tiny.
Another thing, you see there is a tool attached, chained. There's a reason for it. Right here, when you slide this plate out, you see a measuring device. This is to set the size of the buttonhole. Okay. So you preset it, make sure that it works tight. So you screw it in place, and then you always test on a piece of fabric. Never, ever, ever do it on a garment right away. Well, lucky for you, this machine doesn't have a knife. Usually, anywhere in any college, you look at the buttonhole machine, and the knife is missing. The knife should be right here, okay, where the big bolt is. So it's removed for your safety and the safety of your garment. So in case it's done in the wrong place or something is messed up, you can carefully remove it and resew. But in the industry, as soon as the machine is doing the cycle, boom, the hole is done right away. Okay, so lucky for you, there is nothing. Okay, so because this looks like about 5/8 buttonhole size, which is bigger than mine. My button looks like 3/8. So I will test. So I put 3 layers to accommodate for the interfacing. And when you are working on your shirts, you're not bringing muslin here, you're bringing piece of your fabric. You always have to have a scrap of the fabric that you're working with to test the machine. Okay? So now I lift the presser foot with the left pedal. I put my fabric underneath. The machine will work away from me. So the dots that I mark, I need to position so that the buttonhole is going away from me. Okay? And when I turn the machine on, I will press on my right pedal once deeply and remove my foot. And you wait, machine is semi-automatic. It will do the cycle and it will stop. Okay? The only thing you need to do when you're doing it the first time, hold the thread down. Don't pull it, just hold it so that you don't get the mess up stuff. You know how you have jam from the first back tuck on the sewing machine? Same idea. Okay? So So everybody understands? Right? You mark it.
So where do you put the mark? Where do you position the mark that's on your?
So if you mark the buttonhole, you position right on the mark. If I mark the button, I will go 1/8 up. Okay?
Okay.
Like that. So you will put the
Okay.
frame so that the frame is parallel to your stitching. Okay? Like that. I will do this too. I just want to show you on a scrap first. Okay? And then we'll sew. So the fabric is going under. So you guys need to practice as well, not just do it. Okay? So practice first, and then we need to test the size. You turn the machine on and you press on the right pedal once, and then you wait. I warned you. Now, the machine is not very well adjusted, and this is something that I don't know how to do. It requires a mechanic. You can see that zigzag is very tiny, and it's not quite consistent. For the practice purposes, it will be okay. I'll mention to Eric, maybe he will pass it on to his supervisor. We'll see what happens. Okay? If you have a machine that does buttonholes at home, you can definitely do buttonholes there. Okay? So now when you remove, you lift it up, and it doesn't want to be moved. I don't know why it's supposed to.
Looks like it's caught underneath.